Very good morning, students. Today, regarding economic biology, we are going to discuss apiculture. The gift of nature is almost unlimited, and thus a variety of useful products are obtained from plants. In recent scenario, more emphasis is given to the progress of economic aspects of zoology like aquaculture, that is culture of fish, prawn, crabs, pearl and edible oyster, vermiculture, apiculture and dairy farming, which are gaining more importance as animal-based farming due to their economic and commercial values. Animal farming has now become an agro-based entrepreneurship and is beneficial to rural farmers. So now we are going to discuss about apiculture. So what is apiculture? Apiculture is the rearing of honey bee for honey. It is also called beekeeping. It is a profitable rural-based industry. Honeybees are domesticated by farmers to produce honey. So rearing of honey bees for honey, it is called as apiculture. Let me see what are the different types of honey bees. There are three different types of individuals in an honey bee colony, namely the queen bee, the drones and the worker bees. So what are the different types of honey bees? Three different types: queen bee, the worker bee and the drone bees. Let me see each one in detail. So first it is queen bee. The queen bee is the largest member and the fertile female of the colony. So queen bee is the female one and it is fertile in the colony. They are formed from fertile eggs. So queen bees are formed from the fertile eggs, so they are fertile in nature. The queen is responsible for laying eggs in a colony. So what is the major function of queen bee? The queen is responsible for laying eggs in a colony. It is only the major function of queen bee. Next, drone bees. This is another type of honey bee. They are the fertile male. So drone is the fertile male. They develop from unfertilized egg. So it is developed from unfertilized egg. They are larger than the workers and smaller than the queens. So intermediate, larger than the worker bee and smaller than the queen bees. Their main function is to fertilize the eggs produced by the queen. So queen is responsible for laying eggs in a colony. That eggs are fertilized by means of drone bee because it is only the fertile male in the colony. Next, let me pass on to another type of honey bee, worker bee. So they are sterile female bees and are the smallest members of the colony. So it is female only but sterile in nature, so unable to lay egg in a colony. That's what it is, sterile in nature. Their function is to collect honey, look after the young ones, clean the comb, defend the hive and maintain the temperature of the beehive. So it performs various functions: collect honey from the honeycomb, then look after the young ones. It also clean the comb and also protect the hive, then maintain the temperature of the beehive. So these are all the functions of worker bees, but it is sterile female bees and the smallest member of the colony. So when compared with queen bee and drone bee, worker bee is very, very small. Next, so queen bee is the largest member, fertile female of the colony. What is the major function? Laying eggs in a colony. Next, drone, it's a fertile male developed from the unfertilized egg. What is the major function? Fertilize the egg produced by the queen. Next, worker bee. So it is sterile female bee, smallest member and responsible for carry out various functions: collect honey, clean the comb, defend the hive, maintain the temperature of the beehive. So these are all the different types of honey bees: queen bee, drone bee, worker bee. Next, let me pass on to the varieties of honey bee. So there are two different varieties: indigenous varieties and exotic varieties. So indigenous varieties of honey bee, which include Apis dorsata, it is commonly called as rock bee or wild bee. Next, Apis florea, commonly known as little bee. Next, Apis indica, it is commonly known as Indian bee. So indigenous variety, it's nothing but the local varieties. Apis dorsata, Apis florea, Apis indica, all are some of the examples for indigenous varieties of honey bee. Next, let me pass on to exotic varieties. So exotic varieties are not a local variety. So it includes Apis mellifera, commonly called as Italian bee. One more example, Apis adamsoni, common name is African bee. So these two are the examples for exotic varieties of honey bee. Next, let me pass on to the structure of bee comb. The comb of the bees is formed mainly by the secretion of the wax glands present in the abdomen of the worker bee. A comb is a vertical sheet of wax with a double layer of hexagonal cells. So the comb of the bee is formed only by the secretion of wax gland present in the abdomen of worker bee, and the comb is vertical sheet of wax with double layer of hexagonal cells. See the picture? It's a double layer of hexagonal cells. How the honey is formed in the bee comb? Formation of honey. The honey bees suck the nectar from various flowers. So honey bee visit various flowers to suck the nectar. The nectar passes to the honey sac. Whenever it sucks the nectar from the various flower, the nectar passes to the honey sac. In the honey sac, sucrose present in the nectar mixes with acidic secretion, and by enzymatic action it is converted into honey, which is stored in the special chambers of the hive. So how the honey is formed? First, the honey bee sucks the nectar from various flowers. Then the nectar passes to the honey sac. In this honey sac, sucrose is present, and sucrose present in the nectar mixes with acidic secretion. By enzymatic action, it is converted into honey. After that, it is stored in the special chambers of the hive. The quality of honey depends upon the flowers available to the bees for nectar and pollen collection. So this is about the structure of bee comb and the formation of honey. Next, let me pass on to the products from honey bee. So what are the products obtained from honey bee? Honey bees are used in the production of honey and bee wax. Other useful products obtained from honey bees are bee pollen, royal jelly, propolis and bee venom. So see the picture, these are all the different products of honey bee. Let me see each one in detail. First, bee wax. So bee wax, it is one of the important product of honey bee. What is this bee wax? It's a natural wax produced by honey bees of the genus Apis. The wax is formed into scales by 8 wax producing glands in the abdominal segment of worker bee, which discard it in or at the hive. Chemically, bee wax consists of esters of fatty acid and various long chain alcohol. It is used cosmetically. It exfoliates, repairs damage, promotes the skin's regeneration, diminishes the appearance of the signs of aging, soothes itchiness and irritation, and creates a hydrating, long-lasting protective barrier against environmental pollutants. So this is about bee wax. Next, bee pollen. So what is bee pollen? Bee pollen is a ball or pellet of field gathered flower pollen packed by worker honeybees and used as primary food source for the hive. Bee pollen contains many vitamins, minerals and antioxidants, making it incredible healthy. Studies have linked bee pollen and its compound to health benefits such as decreased inflammation as well as improved immunity, menopause symptoms and wound healing. So this is about the uses of bee pollen, another important product of honey bee. Next, royal jelly. So what is royal jelly? It is a gelatinous substance produced by honey bees to feed the queen bees and their young. Pollen contains protein, so young nurse bees eat it to produce bee milk, often called royal jelly. This is secreted from glands in their heads and feed to the larvae to help them grow. It is called royal jelly because it is also the only thing that is fed to the queen bee. It is frequently sold as a dietary supplement to treat a variety of physical ailments and chronic diseases, while it has long been used in traditional medicine. So, royal jelly, a gelatinous substance produced by honey bee to feed the queen bees and their young. Another important product of honey bee. Next, see the royal jelly health benefits. Helps in losing weight, premature aging of cells, helps in lowering bad cholesterol, helps in the prevention of breast cancer, increases sperm motility and increases fertility of men, promotes the overall liver health and promotes healthy digestion, reduces stress on blood vessels and reduces the risk of heart diseases, prevents hair loss, eliminates wrinkles and prevents macular degeneration, boosts and improves cell regeneration, development and growth of muscles and bones. So these are all the benefits, health benefits of royal jelly. Next, let me pass on to another important product of honey bee, propolis. So what is that? It is also known as bee glue. So propolis or bee glue is a resinous mixture that honey bees produce by mixing saliva and bee wax with exudate gathered from tree buds, sap flows or other botanical sources. It is used as a sealant for unwanted open spaces in the hive. So this is the major use of propolis or bee glue. Next, bee venom. So what is this bee venom? It is also known as apitoxin. It is a cytotoxic and chemotoxic bitter colorless liquid containing proteins which may produce local inflammation. It may have similarities to sea nettle toxin. It gives as a shot for rheumatoid arthritis, nerve pain, multiple sclerosis, reducing the reaction to bee stings in people who are allergic to them, which is known as venom immunotherapy. So, venom, that is bee venom, it's a natural remedy for arthritis pain, periarthritis, rheumatism, sore muscles, numbness, neuralgia, arthralgia, muscle strain, joint pain, sore muscles and sprain. So it is another important product of honey bee. So next, honey. Honey is a sweet, viscous, edible, natural food product. Dextrose and sucrose gives sweet taste to the honey. It also contains amino acid, B complex vitamins, ascorbic acid and minerals. Formic acid is the preservative in honey. Invertase is an enzyme present in honey. So what are all the uses of honey? Honey has an antiseptic and antibacterial property. It is a blood purifier. It helps in building up the hemoglobin content in the blood. It is used in Ayurvedic and Unani system of medicine. It prevents cough, cold, fever and relieves sore throat. It's a remedy for ulcers of tongue, stomach and intestine. It enhances digestion and appetite. So, what are the unusual uses for raw honey? It's a skin moisturizer, antiseptic, acne remover, energy booster, immune system booster, treatment for sore throat, lip balm, remedy for burns, natural bee sting treatment, hair gel, natural sweetener, a preservative, honey facial, hair treatment. So these are all the unusual uses of raw honey. Honey bee visits 50 to 100 flowers during a collection trip. Average bee will make only 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its lifetime. 1 kilogram of honey contains 3200 calories and is an energy rich food. So this is about the uses of honey. So far we discussed apiculture. In that we discussed types of honey bee. What is apiculture? What are the different types of honey bee? Then varieties of honey bee including indigenous varieties and exotic varieties. Then structure of bee comb and formation of honey. What are the products obtained from honey bee, which include bee wax, bee pollen, royal jelly, propolis and bee venom. Then honey and its chemical composition. What are the uses of honey? So with this we finish apiculture. I hope you all understand apiculture. That's all about today's class. Thank you.